All right. So we want to see some twos. We see ones, that means you've got your cage code, but we do not see any twos, and we want to see some twos there. Sure, let's get started on what we need to do to win some government contracts, no matter where we are in the process. That's what we want to make sure we do. I'm going to share my screen, and we shall begin. So welcome, welcome, welcome. I am your host, Mrs. M, and I'm going to actually share my screen with you on the actual websites we need to go to, and we're going to follow my 5-step formula. Very, very simple, very simple, but effective, okay? And this is one a lot for me, and my goal is to get you on and off in about an hour. So I'm going to try to get you on and off in here about an hour. So let's go with the screen show right here, and bam. So we want to put our hands up because we're looking to understand what we need to do to win some money and have freedom. So it's all about creating my favorite phrase, 6 figures and beyond. Pow! Because that's what we need to do to understand. So let's have fun and let's learn together. So money, money, money. The first thing we need to know if this is possible. Absolutely. There's over $158 billion that was spent in 2022. Now, the budget is trillion, 1.1 trillion. But for us, we want to know all about the money for the 158 billion. Why? Because that's spent with us. A small business, according to the Small Business Administration, is anything that is under like 19 million. So anything under 19 million in annual revenue is a small business. And that's what we want to look at. What do we need to do so that we can win for all the small businesses? Now, this works for any industry. Once you have a system and you have a formula, the good thing about a system and a formula is that it works no matter what. Once you have a system in place, you can do it again and again and again. I always like to say you can like rinse, repeat, do it again and again. So it doesn't matter whether you're in nursing or security guard or facilities, transportation, you can absolutely do this again. Now, there is a code, just like in life. Anyone that's been living for a while, there is a code to life. There's a code on how you do things. There's a code to government. We want to crack the code and be specific. So this is what we want to narrow it down so that we understand it. We want to make sure that we understand what we need to do to win a contract within 2 weeks of receiving our cage code to 90 days. 2 weeks to 90 days after receiving your cage code. Now, I am going to give you a couple of things if you don't have your cage code, but we mainly work with federal contracts, but no worries if you don't have it. You just might want to work on getting it. So 2 weeks to 90 days, and we want to do it with 5 steps. 5 steps, all right? So by the end of this, it should make sense, and it should be something you understand on how to do. So there are some tools required. All of the things I'm going to share with you are going to be free. So we're not going to have to rack our brain with, okay, after I do this, I got to pay for this, I got to do this, I got to do this tool, I got to do that. No, all the tools that you need to crack the GovCode are free websites. There are going to be some that I will share with you that if you want to, you can utilize them. But everything you're going to learn is going to be a sam.gov website. All right. We're going to focus on 3 ways. The no bid for disaster relief. A lot of that has changed. So hold tight if you've been with me and you're a former DRC student, no worries, that has changed a lot. The middleman, which a lot of people love. What the heck is the middleman? What do you need to do? What does that look like? And then the simplified acquisition, one of my favorite, SAP. That's what we're going to focus on. 2 weeks to no more than 90 days, 5 steps, 3 things we're going to focus on. Another one is reselling to the government. I say reselling because unless you're a manufacturer, you're going to have to resell it. So that's the 4th thing, is reselling to the government, okay? Now, this is an actual DIBS contract. It's what you're going to look for when you start doing DIBS. We have a lot of people that do DIBS now. DIBS is my favorite. You can do Unison Marketplace, but DIBS is one of my favorite. So a lot of people are winning money and being awarded contracts with DIBS. So that's something you can look forward to. All right. let me introduce myself after I get through with the fact that there are disasters everywhere. And we definitely want to know, can we do contracts with disaster relief? So my name is Mrs. M. Thank you for being here. We're going to focus on 3 areas, and this is the hot spot. We want to stay within 25,000 and 250. Why? Because most people don't even know where that is. The 25K to 250 is the sweet spot for us. We can win 3 of those. We can win 3 250,000, but the reason why I choose 250 is because that's something you can do to really be in control of that. You can control several things with winning a contract between 25 and 250. 25,000 and 250 is our sweet spot. So we want to focus on that because that's the easiest thing to do to win a contract in 2 weeks. Okay. And that's without any past experience and without any bidding. But you have to have your cage code if you want to do it on federal. So let's understand, we're going to talk a little bit about state, but a lot about federal. In order to win it in 2 weeks, you have to have your cage code. And this is without bidding, and this is in 2024. So the first thing I want you to write down on your piece of paper is that quarter number 3, the government buys by quarters. Quarter number 3 begins April 1st. It'll be April, May, and June. Quarter 4, well, all the money has to be spent. Every last dollar they got in 2024 has to be spent by the end of September. So quarter 3 ends in June, and quarter 4 starts July, August, and September. Why is that important? Because the way you position your business is everything. So we're going to look at what you need to do to position it, what you need to do to win, what you need to do to know. All of those 5 steps. All right. So I am going to say thanks again for joining me. Now, my goal is for you to understand, get clarity and confidence that you can do this. By the end of the masterclass, you're going to know what my 5-step is. I've used it over and over. And a lot of my students, some of them are on here, we've used the same system that has worked time and time again. Now, I know I can talk rather quickly because we have a lot that I want to give you in like an hour. So I got to be mindful of the time, but the goal is for you to have some notes. I can't stand going to a masterclass and I'm wasting my time. So I want to make sure that when you leave mine, that you feel as if it was the hour was valuable to you, because our time is important. Now, for those of you that are here, you will probably find several things. One, you're going to say, you know what, this government thing is definitely for me. I really, really, really know that I'm ready to do government. Or you're going to say to yourself, I don't want to do the government. This helped me clarify I don't want to do it. Or you're going to say to yourself, oh my God, I really want to do it and I want to do it now. And I'm going to learn all that I can so I can implement it. And for anyone that says to themselves, I know I want to do this. I want to do it with Miss M. What can I do so that I can continue the learning? And I say continue because you're going to learn some now. And for anyone that wants to continue, then I will give you a way to jump aboard with me to continue learning more about government. Okay, so I hope that sounds fair. So let's get started. So a little bit about me. I was in the United States Air Force, served for 12 years, but I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I've always had the entrepreneurial spirit. I love being in the military, but it had a lot of control over my life. I wanted to be able to have 2 things. A business that was a viable business. That means I can leave it and it can run on its own because I can leverage it with other people. The second thing is I wanted to have the freedom. I wanted to have the money and the freedom. I've been able to have the money, but I'm so tired because I'm working all by myself like a crazy person because I don't have a system in place, or you've got a lot of time, but you don't have a lot of money. We want to have specifically at least 6 figures and beyond, and that's what we're focused on, okay? Because you can do something with 6 figures. After I realized that I didn't want to do this on my own, I was able to do the middleman. Now, the middleman is nothing but subcontracting. You're the prime, and someone else is a sub. That's the middleman. The middleman for government is a dollar amount. You can't go past a certain dollar amount. The thing that regulates everything for the government is FAR, Federal Acquisition Regulation. Inside of FAR, there is a regulation that mandates what we can and can't do with the middleman. So that way it's not what someone told you, what you heard, it's what you know. Okay. FAR regulates the middleman. Everything with the government is in there. So after I realized that there was a way I could leverage someone else's past performance, because I didn't have it in all the areas that I wanted to do the work in, I felt like I struck pay dirt, like gold. It was like, oh my God, this really exists. So this was my first team. My first 3 people were for doing the middleman, and then I started hiring employees. But my first were subcontractors. They were what we call the middleman method. Then after a while, I had so many people that wanted to learn how to do this. I started teaching live. This is me in Atlanta, Georgia, we had about 300 people in there. And if you ever come to one of my live events, we have a ball because I love energy. I'm an energy person. So we have a good time. We learn a lot, but I love to be entertained and educated at the same time. That's the goal. So I started doing them live, and just sort of like the way I'm doing now with you guys on the screenshot that we're doing at the Zoom. This is me doing them live. So I do like maybe 2 lives a year. So hopefully you'll get a chance to visit me in like DC, because that's where I'm actually residing. And then I usually do one in Florida, which is the other place where I work. So now let's look and see if this really works, because we don't really care what I do. It doesn't matter. We want to know what you can do. What's in it for me? WIIFM. Remember that phrase, because that's what the government buyers want to know. When you tell them you have a service or product, the first thing they want to know is what's in it for them. So we have to be able to convey to them what's in it for them. So this is one of our success stories of a student. He used the middleman. He was working a 9 to 5. He won a contract right here. It was for $169,000. It was a one-time project that he won. So that's one example of something that works by using the middleman. Then we had Isaiah. Isaiah used the middleman. You'll hear from Isaiah. He has now gone on to win 7 or 8 contracts. Isaiah found us on our YouTube channel, which most of you probably did. He reached out to me. He followed with me with some things we had for him. And Isaiah had his cage code for 3 years, just like some of you may. Isaiah has cage code for 3 years and hadn't won 1 contract. One of the reasons why Isaiah couldn't actually win a contract because he wasn't visible. There are around 7 websites that a government buyer will try and find you. But the problem is you're not visible. So the second thing I want you to write down are the words visible and attractive. You want to be visible and you want to attract them. So they have to find you. And then once they find you, you have to give them something to make them want you. Because remember, we're looking at no bidding 2 weeks to 90 days. So there are things we have to do to be attractive and visible. All right. So once Isaiah was able to be attractive and visible, he's going to tell you exactly what happened. And it can happen to you. He just did this last year. Since then, he's won 7 contracts using that 5 method. And it shows you how to be visible and attractive. So he's a school teacher. He is in North Carolina. The contract was in Virginia. He leaves from teaching next year because he's won so many contracts. And the key is Isaiah hasn't done any of the work. He hasn't done any of the work. He's done the middleman. Now, I want to do something that's going to make you understand. The middleman is still work. I don't want you for a second to think that you're going to be on an island somewhere and everything is going to go perfect. No, you have to set it up. They are people that are doing the work for you. It's your contract. You're the prime. So by all means, you've got a lot of skin in the game. So you want to make sure that you pay attention to setting everything up. But when you set it up the correct way, it runs effortlessly. So that's the key. You've got to set it up. But then once you do it, you're good to go. Now, this is Bree. Bree got a contract in 2 weeks in her state. The state of South Carolina has a lot of work. One of the things that we'll learn as we go along in this hour is some states have more work than others. Makes sense. Florida, Texas, California, North Carolina, South Carolina. There's others, but those are the main ones. I know that there were a lot of contracts in those states and a very small amount in some states like Ohio. Actually, I was born in Ohio, and they have Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in a couple of places, but there are not as many contracts, which means you've got to be creative. So understand that there are going to be some people that can just walk out the door and there's contracts flowing. Also, it's going to depend on your industry. And there's going to be some people, not as many opportunities, so we have to learn to work around. We got to work around it. So Bree started doing trash removal. You can do very, very well with trash removal in your state. Bree did it with what we call pool contracts. And I'm going to share with you what a pool contract looks like. We're working on one right now, and you have them in your state. So you have a pool contract in your state, and it's in your county. So county contracts and state contracts are great. They pay a little slower than federal, but they're a great place to start. So she's won since $3.1 million with government contracts in her state. So now we want to make sure you understand that you can do state contracts as well. And this is another testimonial that we had from one of our other individuals that was with us in one of our courses. And this is Reginald. Reginald won a one-time contract in South Carolina for $369,000, and Reginald resides in Maryland. Maryland, the DMV area, is tough. Lots of competition. So he won one in South Carolina, and then he won this micro purchase. Now, we all want an award letter. This award letter says you've won a contract. Oh, it keeps going back, trying to open it up. So this is an award letter that you'll actually receive. Now, I want to share something with you. You may have already won a contract and you don't know it. So you're like, what the hell are you, what are you talking about? Prime contractors, those are the large boys that I'll share with you, get a lot of money from the government, millions and millions of dollars for awarding you a contract to work as a sub. Prime contractors have to go with small businesses. But what they'll do is they'll award you a contract and never tell you. They'll never give you an award letter. They'll never contact you because all they want to do is check off that requirement that they awarded a small business a contract. But the government goes off the honor system for them to let you know. So we've had students that didn't even know they had won a contract until we did some research and found out that here they had won this contract worth hundreds of thousands of dollars and they didn't even know it. So sometimes you'll get an award letter like this, and sometimes you won't. So you may be sitting on a contract right now that you don't even know about. And we've had it happen on numerous occasions. So we want to make sure that you know where to go to find contracts. You can look and see if you go to your DSBS profile. There are a lot of places you can go, but just start Googling your company name to see if you've won any government contracts, because you don't want to have a contract and they're crossing their fingers that you don't even know you have it because they're getting money from giving it to you, but they're never awarding you and giving you that award letter. So that's something people start to find out. So all of us want to get this award letter. This award letter is for $8,000. It's called a micro purchase. Micro purchase is $10K and under. It's paid for with a government credit card, and it's used primarily with small projects. But this micro purchase can also be paid and used for small monthly projects you do every month. So let's say you go in and you teach a class on, let's say, safety. We have a lot of people that do teaching for safety for the government. You might go in and teach a class for safety, and it might be $9,000 a month. Instead of them using an invoice and taking 30 days to pay you, they may choose to pay you every month with a micro purchase. So a micro purchase is a government credit card that they swipe and pay, as opposed to an ACH deposit, which is the invoice. So that's a good thing, because what that does is it gives you cash infusion. So these are the departments that use a lot of micro purchases. You ready? Let's go. Department of Homeland Security, DHS, uses a lot of micro purchases. The Department of Army uses a lot of micro purchases. The Department of the Navy uses a lot of micro purchases, and the Department of Air Force. Those are the ones that really, really help a lot of small businesses. They use a lot of micro purchases. In order to accept a micro purchase, you absolutely have to have a merchant account. Visit your bank, and visit QuickBooks. Now, I'm giving you the high level. That means we're not going to get into the nitty gritty because that's the eye level. But I want to give you some things you can write down in notes and you can keep it moving because we are on a time crunch here. Do you find out that you won the contract but never got the letter? What should you do? If you find out that you've won a contract and you never got the letter, first you have to find out that you won. Then you want to reach out to the Small Business Administration because by law, we won't say by law. There is a law that they're supposed to work with small businesses, but they work a lot on the honor system. So we have a whole contact in Washington that we talk to with our students. We have students that want to know about their certs. They've been waiting on the certification, Woman-Owned Small Business Hub Zone 8A, and they haven't received their cert yet. So after 90 days, we have contacts there. We also have contacts with FEMA, and then we have contacts for if you want a contract. So for you that are not one of our students, you're going to get busy Googling. Google, call Small Business Administration, but you definitely don't want to miss out on this $100,000, $200,000, $3,000, $4,000. Because I'm telling you, we have students all the time that say, Miss M, I didn't even know I won a contract. And then we find out that they have. So stay very vigilant with that because there's a lot of money at stake. So we want to start focusing on micro purchases. I've given you the agencies. Now, yes, I'm giving you the high level. So that means you've got to write something to them. Hey, we're going to talk about that in a minute. What makes you win that contract? What makes them say, okay, I want you to win the contract? So we want to talk about that. Now, the next thing is, let me bring this down. Tuan won a $450,000. She's a school teacher. She used the infamous, her thing was the infamous middleman. Okay. So for those of you that stay to the end, you're going to receive something that looks like this. You're not going to receive this actual template. But what you are going to receive are the headers. Corporate overview is this. This is what we call a capability statement. So now let's write down what we need to have to get started. You need to have, number one, a capability statement. Number two, a capability briefing. Number three, a website. Number four, you need to have your capability narrative. Number five, you need to have some business cards. Number six, you need to have your elevator pitch. Now, the website you can do free because I'm all about free, learning how to do some things without having to pay an enormous amount of money. So website doing WordPress or Wix, so you can do that absolutely free. Okay. The other thing is all the rest of them, we'll talk about that. Your one-page capability briefing, your one-page capability statement is what you're looking at. This is the one page that the government wants. They want you to introduce yourself. You do not want to have more than 3 NAICS codes. No more than 3 NAICS codes unless you're making $10,000 a month. If you're not making 10K, do not have a lot of NAICS codes. You want to choose 1 primary and 2 secondary. The next is going to be just your basic information here. Now, for our students, what we do is we actually give them this template, but you can create a template yourself, okay? So for our students, we actually give them this template. You can create this template yourself. What do you want to have on it? That's what we're going to give you if you stay to the end. So you're going to have your corporate overview, past performance. If you do not have a past performance, this is where you're going to middleman. I didn't have past performances in a lot of things, so I found someone that did. I'll share with you how you find them. Differentiators. This is the moneymaker. What do you do that's going to be different? So this is what we actually did. My company was called Encore Project Management. And we did facilities management. I did staffing. I did all of that. I've got a differentiator that made us stand out that I'm going to share with you after I go over a couple more things. But I'm going to give you the actual differentiator that I started out with that won me contracts. I think I won my first one within like 2 weeks or something, and then it just continued from there. So this is what we call our capability statement. You will not receive this template. Only our students get the template, but you get the gist of what should be on yours. The next thing is, let me share with you one that has won a lot. Okay, I'll share with you one so you want to start here, but I'm going to share one with you of companies that are working with us so you can see where they start, which is here, and where you want to grow to. The company I'm going to share with you is doing like 10, 20 million. Okay. So now you want to look at where you are, and then we're going to show you where you want to grow to. Forgot one other thing you need to have, your introduction letter. Your introduction letter introduces you to the world. It's like a coming out letter. Hey, I'm 16, sweet 16, whatever it is, I'm here. Okay. Ain't no stopping us now. That's what we want to talk about. Your capability letter or your introduction letter should be on letterhead. You can go to canva.com and get the free letterhead, put it here. Now, what you want to do is you want to set up a system. Every one of you are in an industry, unless you're doing cybersecurity, that there's a lot of competition. There's millions of people in sam.gov, millions every day. Millions of people have cage code. Millions of people have certs. The money is in the difference. If you can establish what makes you different, which I'm going to read mine to you so you understand what we did to make ours different. If you can establish what you can do differently, this is how you win a bid without bidding, because it's all about the relationship and how you differentiate yourself. Those are the two things we want to look at that allows you to win contracts without bidding within 2 weeks to 90 days. So your introduction letter should be something like, my name, I'm a company, we're a small business, we specialize in. What do you specialize in? We specialize in software that reduces this, or we specialize in elevator repair that gets done quickly. The company that I'm going to show you that's doing the 10 million, they specialize in elevator. They do elevator maintenance. We did safety programs. So you want to start getting your thought on what is it that's going to make you different. You want to have what we call the 3 brand promise. Your brand should be, we do this, and we do this. You need 3 things. Try to work on 1, but you need 3. I have the 3 things here that I'm going to share with you. So that contracting officer knows you're a good fit. And the way you're going to be able to do that is, let me go through a couple more things. I'm going to share the screen with you on how you're going to find what you should talk about. Now, once you've done your introduction letter, let's come here. Then you need to understand the government's always hiring. So this is a good place to be. This is for anyone that's tired of working a 9 to 5, ready to make some money and ready to learn the strategies to do that. So my big promise at the end of this is for you to understand. All right. So what we're going to learn in this is my 5-step, the 3 things you're going to focus on, and how to create that differentiator that makes it pop. All right. And we're going to do it in 3 ways. We're going to win contracts in disaster relief. We're going to win contracts in micro purchase and simplified acquisition procedure. We're going to win contracts with expiring contracts, and we're going to win them with DIBs. Okay, so that's 4, but 3 of the main ones. This is if you're already doing business, you want to add government to it. You're a stay-at-home parent. You're currently doing government, but you're not making any money. The time frame for most people to win a contract is 18 months to 3 years. They've been in SAM, haven't won a contract. I've seen a couple people, I didn't see anyone that said they had won a contract, but we had some people that have since joined, they may have. So now you want to do this. I want you to write down 1, 2, 3. We're going to go to see who and how do we find what we need to sell. We're going to figure out what we're going to sell. We're going to figure out how we're going to win it. We're going to figure out who relationships we need to build with and how do we need to team. If you follow that, you can make this work. It's our system. So the way I found out is being in DC, working with contracting officers. I've been doing this for 20 years. I've done it with 30 different industries, and I've worked with about 12 different agencies. So there are 15 departments, 430 agencies. So we need to know what department your agency is under. And the way we want to win the contracts is by positioning our company. You got to position a company so that you can do what you need to do. And let me see if I can see this. What about service contracts? Yes, it works for any contract. Product or service. I did more service than I did products. Absolutely. What I'm going to share with you works for any industry, any contract. Any of them. So now let's crack the GovCode and make us some money. All right. So let's look at how it first starts. Once the president gives us the budget. So he says we're going to have $1.something trillion for the budget for work, for government budget, the fiscal budget. Every department has a budget that comes out. Now, I'm going to only show you one because we don't have a whole lot of time. There are 15 departments and 430 agencies, 30 agencies. In the third and fourth quarter, more money is spent than any other time. The last week of September there's more contracts with small businesses. You're a small business. If you're under 19 million, you're considered a small business. Okay. When we start entering into the third quarter, which is April 1st, and we go all the way to September 30th, that's where the money is won. The large projects are already taken care of. The majority of the large projects. So the money comes in, they allocate it to a department. And once they allocate it to, let's go with the Department of Homeland Security. That's where FEMA is. FEMA is the Federal Emergency Management Agency. So it goes to the department, and FEMA and Department of Homeland Security, DHS, has Coast Guard and a lot of other agencies under that department. So we're going to focus on FEMA, because that's where the disaster relief contracts are won. So I now know that I want to work for FEMA, but I understand that it's under the Department of Homeland Security. DHS will get $8 million for North Carolina. They'll get 9 or 10 million for Washington, D.C. So in other words, it's by the area. Depending on your area, you get pots of money. The departments get it, Department of Justice, all of them, Department of Defense, all of them get that money. Different departments get more money. Now, the next step is you want to fill your pipeline in the third and fourth quarter. So by the month of September, you're already set up to win that money. That means you need your page code. You need to have the things I just gave you, website and all that. Already start working on that now before we even get to the third quarter, because it starts to get very, very fast and you don't have time to try to get all that together. So start laying the groundwork now. Then when April comes, May, June, and July, you're already set. September, boom, you're rocking and rolling. We're looking for contracts between 225 and 250. Why? Because the contracting officers do not want to put those out for bid. The majority of those contracts in that area, there could be 3 or 4 that you win, are sitting on the contracting officer representative's desk. They may be on the contracting officer's desk, and they're not looking to put them out to bid. How do they find you? 2 ways. They're going to find you because you've created a relationship with them. And when they finally decide to do this bid, they're going to reach out to you. Or they're going to find you through your DSBS profile, Dynamic Small Business Search profile. Or they could find you through the various supplier portals. There are around 10 to 15 websites that the government uses that a lot of you don't know about, where the contracting officers and the buyers look for you. The most famous one is DSBS. That's the SBA one. It's called Dynamic Small Business Search Profile. That is the main one that we talk about. But there are about 10 that we actually use that we've gotten more and more access to as time goes on. Government changes all the time. So as I learn, as Maya Angelou says, as you learn, you teach. So when I learn more, even being in this game for as long as I have, I give you more. So there are about 10 to 15, but we're going to focus only on the DSBS because that's where a lot of the buyers go. So this is what it looks like. Let's put on my hat as a contracting officer. I'm the contracting officer. I'm the contracting officer representative. Just say I'm the government buyer. So let's look at what you need. Our OBORT. The first thing you need is what you're going to offer. That's what the O stands for. What is it you want to offer? A product or a service? It doesn't matter. Next is we need to find out who's buying what you're selling. Who's buying it? How much are they buying? How much are they forecast to buy? The next is what avenue do you want to win this? How do you want to drive that vehicle down that street and look at these contracts and say, okay, I want that one. 3 avenues we're going to focus on. Disaster relief, middleman, and expiring contracts. And the 4th one is going to be DIBS. Cover that just a second. Then the R's for relationship. When the 3rd and 4th quarter get here, who do you think they're giving the contracts to? People they know. So you want to use the 3rd quarter to position yourself for the 4th quarter. The last is for teaming. You want to get with other small businesses like yours. And what you want to do is you want to break into small groups, which we do, and you want to say, okay, you work on this part, I'll work on this part. What happens is you start pooling your resources together. Someone may be good with this, you may not. Someone may have a team, you don't. So that's what you want to look at. This system, my trademark system that I use, that I've won serious money, 7 figures. I start teaching my students and they start getting results like you wouldn't believe. We have a student now that's won an $85 million contract for 5 years with logistics. 85 million. I'll share with you who they are. We've had people that won a $30,000 contract, an $8,000 contract. So we're not looking for the millies. We want to start focusing. They first won their contract between that 25 and 250. Then they went up to $1 million, and then they went up to 3 million, and now they're at 85. So we want to stay in our lane, not worry about the millies. We want to get the 100,000s, the the small ones between 25 and 250. That's what we want to focus on first. Wow, that's amazing. I'm ready for a logistics contract. Yeah, I was sent an amazing expiring SAP from a PI creative relationship. Does that mean it's no longer a SAP? I was sent an expiring SAP from a POC I created a relationship with. Usually, if it's a simplified acquisition, they're going to put it out again. So one of the things we want to look at is finding expiring contracts, because that's one of the methods that we use. So let's go a little further, then I'll share the screen. Here are your key players. Your small business program specialist. Every department has one. Your OSDBU, like I forget, it's like Office of Small Underutilization Business. I can never remember those acronyms, but OSDBU, I'll share that with you in a second. Hopefully someone has it. Okay. How do you find micro purchase? I'm going to share that with you in 1 second, T. The next one is your contract representative, your program manager, your contract officer, and the end user. The ones you want to focus on is your small business specialist, your OSDBU, and your contract representative. They're going to connect you to the contracting officer. Most people try to go straight to the contracting officer. They're GS-15 sitting somewhere not trying to talk to you unless they're putting out an actual physical bid. By then, you want to already know them. You don't want to get to know them when the bid comes out. You want to get to know them before then, because some bids are already forecast. They're already forecasted to people they know. So as a contracting officer, I've got the contracting officer hat on. Money comes into my agency. It trickles down to me. I have a budget of, let's say, 35 million. And so I'm going to answer the question in a second. So let's say I have a budget for 35 million. What's my next step? Some of it I'm going to put out for a quote, some for a request for proposal, some's going to be a sources sought, and there's going to be that sweet spot that I'm talking to you about between 25 and 250. Now I've got these contracts on my desk. I'm going to either reach out to someone via email that I've already started talking to and I've already built a relationship, and I'll share where you do that. I'm going to call them first and say, hey, I've got a contract. I've already put it out for the scope of work. They put it out to their scope, the people that create, they're called estimators. They create the scope of work and they come back and tell them how much to charge. So now I already know how much I'm charging, what the budget is for the government. You don't know it. I can do 2 things. I can invite you along with 3 other people, because I usually have at least a bid of 3, or I can tell you, and that's what I'm going to share with you what happened to Isaiah in just a second. With Isaiah, he had his cage code for 3 years. He became one of our students. We taught him. What was the main 3 aspects? He became one of our students. And the thing that we realized that Isaiah did not have was his DSBS profile filled out correctly. So now let me share the screen. So let's go and answer some of these questions. Okay. The first thing is you have to be visible and attractive. How are you going to be visible and attractive? How are you? I'm going to answer the questions after I go over. I'll do a Q&A in just a second. So I'll answer the question. And yes, Patricia, Canva. Very good. Thanks, Patricia. So I'm going to answer your questions after I go over the main bulk of this, because I want to be mindful of the time. I know I can get into it, and I want to be mindful of your time, because I try to keep you no more than an hour. So now we're going to actually go to the websites so that we can look at where we are. Let's go to that SBS profile that's hard for people to find. So the first thing that contracting officer is going to do is come here to your DSBS profile. So we're going to go DSBS profile. This is one of the many websites I talk about. This is one of them where that's the first place I'm going to go as a contracting officer. I have a nursing contract that I need to fill, a logistics contract that I need to fill, a security guard, and a facility services. I need to fill all of those. I don't want to put it out to bid. I want to find someone to do the work. I want to find a small business like yours. The first thing I'm going to do is go to DSBS. You can ask anyone that. I'm going to go to DSBS, and I'm going to put it where I'm looking for it. So let's say I'm looking for it in DC. You have to do one at a time. Then I can come here and I can fill in certifications. Remember, I'm giving you the high level, not the eye level, so we're going to make it quick. I can choose someone by NAICS code or keywords. The problem is the majority of the government buyers do not put in the NAICS code. They put in keywords. So if you don't have the right keyword in your DSBS profile, you're not going to be found. How do you find the right keywords? Here. The budget. Every agency has a budget. So if I'm looking for FEMA, all I have to do is scroll down this budget, and I'm going to find the keywords for FEMA, which is on page 63. So when I scroll to 63, I start looking at FEMA. It's going to tell me what the budget is. It's going to give me a description. It's going to tell me what they're going to spend money on. It's going to give me all that. I just got to know how to connect the dots. I've got to know what to say in order to put it in my DSBS profile, so that when the government agency is looking for someone that can do preparedness in FEMA, guess what? I'm going to come up. How do I know what they're looking for? I see it. I can find it there, and I can find it here. I can go to acquisition.gov, and I can find what they're going to spend money on. So there's no guessing. There's no guessing at all. So let's look at what we're looking at. I'm going to go ahead and make it easy, and I'll put in this NAICS code. And then I'm going to go down to the use criteria right here. When I go here and this company comes up, and all you have to do, if you want to look yours up, I'll show you where to look yours up as soon as this comes up. So it's a little slow here today. Once this comes up, it's going to give me a list of the companies. Okay. These are all of the companies. It says they're kind of experiencing some intermittent issues. This is what we call our SBA DSBS profile. This is one of the websites the contracting officers go to. I know about contracting buyers, government buyers. I know there's about 3 of them. About 5 or 7 of them. 5 or 7 that I know for sure. So not only one, but you've got to be visible on all of them. So you've got to be visible or they can't find you. So if I'm looking to buy your service or your product in the end of 3rd quarter, going into 4th quarter, if you're not there, I'm not even going to find you. Then you have to have the right keywords. Let's say, for instance, this company is someone I'm interested in. I would click on here. What can I get from them? I can come here and I can hit onto, and as we see, their website's not working. Remember, I said I need 2 things. You need to be attractive and visible. They're visible, but they're not attractive. Why are they not attractive? Because everything I click on should work. I shouldn't click onto something and the link is broken. Now, we'll go back to them for a second. When you come here, what can I find with this DSBS profile? Everything. I can find where they're located. I can find their phone number. I should be able to go to their email, or I should be able to go to their website, and I should have the capability statement should be right there. When you go to someone's website, they should have their government services listed. They should have their cage code, their NAICS codes, and their capability statement should be right there. So all I have to do is download their CAPE statement. I should be able to download their CAPE statement right there. Now, this is a capability statement that's winning millions. This is one when you're just getting started. And this is one that we've worked with that has won millions of dollars. This is K&G Tilt Up Services. They do business with K&G as a joint venture capability. You grow into that. I share that with you as we grow. Thank you. As we grow. Now, this is right here. Look at all the stuff they have. They've got all these NAICS codes. You think they're not middlemen in the hell out of this? Heck yeah, they are. But they didn't start out there. So we want to start with the 25 to 250 and get to the milli. They're doing millions. You can, and guess what? I want you to notice. How many pages is this CAPE statement? 1. Don't give me a 2 and 3 page. They're doing millions of dollars and they can put all this on one because they have several CAPE statements. You have one for specific jobs. You have one that's general. So you see these individuals are teaming up together, K&G and Tilde Up. They do their GSA, they do multiple states, they have their DAB, their DB, MBE, they're doing the damn thing. Okay, so we work with them doing GSA stuff, but like I said, we want to start in our lane by just getting our CAPE statement together. The next thing we want to look at is this. Once you know who the key players are, if you build a relationship with someone that works in a military base in the cafeteria, guess what they can do? They're the end user. They can tell the contracting officer or the contracting officer representative that they want you to have the contract. So you can win the contract by someone recommending you the contract, or you can win it through the contracting officer getting to know you. But the first place they're going is to here. So if you don't have your DSBS, you definitely need to get it straight. Now, I've seen some questions how you do that. I'm doing high level, not eye level. That's when I teach that. I can't do that in an hour. I can't go into how you do it because you have to go to a website. You have to know what to put in there. So just know that you want to update it. I'll try to do a video with that later, but I'm giving you just knowing you need to do your DSBS. You might have to do your research to go to, I think you go to sbaconnect.gov. I think that's what it is, SBA Connect. But you still want to put the right words in there because if you don't put the right keywords in, you're not going to come up. So we spend a lot of time with our student telling them, showing them, giving them the keywords. The way we're able to do that is we spend a lot of time on the budgets. The budget gives you everything if you know what to look for. It gives you all the keywords. It tells you what they're going to spend money on. And then also, like I said, acquisition.gov. Now, once we know that, the first thing is meeting your basic requirements. That's cracking the GovCode number 1. I've given you what your basic requirements are. Website, CAPE statement, introduction letter, elevator pitch, which I haven't talked about. I'll talk about in a second. And your, what did I say? Your capability briefing. A capability briefing is a word, is a document just like this. Capability briefing is just like this that I'm doing with you, but it's about your company. So we give templates to our students. All our students get this template. They don't even have to think about it. You can create your own. Create a template about your business. It should outline your capability statement. What's the next thing? The next thing is you've got to be found. You're going to go to DSBS and you're going to fill out your DSBS profile by getting some key phrases from the budget. You've got to go to the budget. You've got to go to their strategic plan. You have to go there in order to get the keywords to put in your DSBS profile. Because if not, you're not going to be found. Next, there's about 5 to 10 government. I just shared with you one. Government websites that a lot of people don't know about. And these are where these contracting officers are going because I work with them. So I work with GSA, and I know exactly what they look for. Number 2, locating your buyer. Remember, O is for offer. You can offer a service or a product. Number 2 is buyer. Who is your buyer? This is where you're always going to find your buyer, right here. usaspending.gov equals buyer. This, I can share with you a whole hour on just this. But what we're going to do is come in here very quickly and put in security guards. I'm going to go with fiscal year 2023, hit search. I'm going to choose category. And I know Department of Health and Human Services, SSA, Department of Defense, Veteran Affairs are my buyers. Now I've written down on a piece of paper who my buyers are. That's what you're going to do. Now I can come here and I can narrow it down by award type. I can put in contracts. I can come here. I can come here and I can put in agency. I already know who my department, what is it? Department of Health and Human Services. So now I know who my number 1 buyer is. I can then come here. I can choose locations. I'm not going to go into all that because I'm giving you high level. I can come here and I can put in the recipient type. I want to do a small business. Then I can come here and I can choose any of those minority. I can put award amount. I want under a milli, and I can find everything I want. I can find what agency is buying my stuff. I can find what kind of contract size they're buying. I can find who is winning. All of this information is in usaspending.gov. You just have to know how to find it. Now, once I know all this information, I'm armed. I can then come here to the time. I want to know when they're buying my stuff. So I come here to the time, and it's taking its time. And once I come here to the time, once it comes up, it'll tell me how much money has been spent by the time frame. Oh, I know why it's taking so long, because I gathered so much information. Okay, so now it tells me that there was trillions of dollars, 4.5 trillion was spent, and when they gathered the years, I can look and see what quarter, and I can see what month. So the month I'm going to reach out to them is going to be the month of January. The next one is going to be the month of March. My next highest month is the month of June. And my next one, of course, is September. So I'm going to plan my strategies, and we teach our students when to send out what. We have phone scripts that they use. We have email templates. And so that's where you're able to create that for yourself, know when to send it out, and know what to say. That is all a part of connecting the dots. Now I'm doing this high level, not eye level. Now, what else do I need? After I know what I'm offering and I know who my buyer is, then I'm going to get connected with these sites. SAM.gov is for current bids. Acquisition is for upcoming. FPDS is for expiring, and pool contracts. So let's go here. Once I do that, I know that this is my money maker. I'm going to write down 4 months: September, June, January, and October. So I know those are the months they spent the most money with me, with my industry. Now I can filter this down to find the office that spent the most money, but remember, that's detailed stuff. I'm doing high level, but that's how you're able to find who's spending what and when. You can narrow it down to the agency. You can narrow it down to all of that. And that helps when you have something like this. So this is what we give our students. This is an actual 2,000 page phone call log. It gives me the totals. It gives me a small business specialist, their phone number, and their email address. So once I go here and I get all that information, I can go here and I can start sending them information. That's where I go into building my number 3. I'm going to focus on how am I going to win? I want to focus on 25 to 250. I know what I'm offering. Security guard service. I know who my buyer is, Department of Health and Human Services. I want to do security guard service for the Department of Homeland Security. I'll give you how to do that in just 1 second. Hold tight. I just like to give you information before I start talking about what we can do to work together. Let me just give you a little bit more. Number 3. So we talked about 5 steps. 1, what you're offering. So put your O for offer. B is for what you're buying. B is for buyer. A is for your avenue. Do you want to win disaster relief contracts and do it yourself? It's called self-perform. Or do you want to do the middleman, which I'm going to share with you real quickly, the middleman. How do you find the middleman contracts? You can find them between 225 and 250. You can go right there and find them. Yeah, you can. Okay. So number 3, how do I want to win? Do I want to do disaster relief? Do I want to do it and self-perform it myself? Do I want to hire employees? Or do I want to get subcontractors and do the middleman? I personally did facility support services, which was staffing and landscaping and janitorial. I did the middleman by going and doing the same things I'm showing you guys I did. I've got 2 more websites to show with you, and then I'll share with you if you want to work along and learn the eye level, not the high level. We can get into it. Okay. The third thing. How do I want to win? That's our A for Avenue. Disaster relief, middleman. The only way you're going to be good at middleman is if you're able to do 1 or 2 things. You've got to leverage someone else's past performance. That means you've got to find someone to work with you, and you've got to be able to find contracts. One of the fastest ways you can find a contract is by pool contracts in your state. If you want to do the middleman in your state, I'm going to share with you where you find those. The other way is to share, showing you how to do it with expiring contracts. And then you can do dibs. My favorite is working with FEMA with disaster relief. More money is won with FEMA than probably anything else with new businesses. Remember, the people that work with you, FEMA, Army, Navy, Air Force, they work with small businesses more than anyone else. Okay? And I'm going to share with you what pool contracts are. The middleman, you can work up to $250 unless you're working with another similarly situated company like a woman-owned small business. So if you're a woman-owned small business and you team up with someone in our group, we do a lot of groups. So we connect a lot of people. We just had someone that won a contract together. I'll share with you them, and they met in our group. That's what the teaming part comes up. So if you want to do the middleman, you have to do it under $250 and under. Now, there are some agencies that do $750. Department of Defense will do up to $4 million. So we want to stick between what? 25 and 250. So what's the last parts? This is an actual pool contract. I'm going to take you to the actual website. Dibs, I think Cecil's on here. Cecil's one of our students, and now he's in our black belt. Cecil has won, I think, 20 dibs contracts. Are you on here, Cecil? Cecil. No, he might be working or something, but I've seen him come on. So this is one of the ways that you can resell. I'll share with you a tool that you can use for that. The fourth way to crack the code is building relationships. And the fifth way is teaming. So O is for offer, B is for buyer, A is for avenue, how you're going to win, R is for building relationships, and T is for teaming. And I'm going to show you what each one of those are. USAspending.gov is your B for your buyer. You're going to come to FPDS. That is where you're going to find your expiring contracts for your middleman. Now, remember, I'm giving you high level. I'm giving you the high level, not eye level. Let's go with security guards. Well, let's go we'll go with something very quick and easy. We'll go this time with janitorial services. I put in janitorial services, and we know that that's one of the ones that FEMA uses a lot for doing work. So let's see if I can't take you guys up here. The next thing is understanding the filter. So now I'm going to come here, and what did I say I was looking for? Up to 250. So I'm just going to put in 250. That's it. Now I'm looking for contracts that are 250. All of these are in janitorial for under 250. Then my next filter is going to be looking for expiring contracts. I'm going to come here, and I'm going to go to date signed. So I come here, and I can even find simplified acquisition procedures, but I'm going to go with date signed. Let's see, where is it? I'm looking for date signed, which is D. So date signed. Oh, hi. Seeing you again, returning student. Was good to see you too. I'm glad our returning students are here. You guys, you get all that stuff. If you're a student, you can get all the updates at no cost. So date sign, I'm looking for expiring contracts. So I'm going to put that, and I might put till May. Then I'm going to hit search. Then I can go with something like this. I can go with the other thing I love, which is description of requirement. That's something I teach specifically in my class, but you guys can come here. Description of requirement means I went on to the budget, found certain words, and put that in there. The last thing I'm going to share with you is you can find it right in your backyard. So you can come here and you can put in place of performance or state of performance. So now I can put in state of performance, which is right here. Oh, I'm sorry, place, what is it? Yes, state of performance. Where is it? POP state, place of performance state, and I hit search. So I narrowed it down where there were none for 250 in that area. So that means that we'll simply come here, we'll clear, and we will go back here. So we're going to go back out and not narrow it down so far, so that way you guys can see it. So let's come here. We'll put in one for janitorial, and I'll narrow it down just a bit so it doesn't knock everybody out. So we'll put down, oh no, we're going to come here and put in under 500,000. So I'll put that down there. We'll hit search. Then we're just going to put down expiring contracts. So we'll come here and we'll put down date. We'll give it a year. So we'll have more to work with. So we'll put the 1st of March, 2023. So you have to change it. You want to use this little tablet here, 2023. And we'll go to May of 2024 because we want to look at some that are going to expire, which gives us enough time to work with these people. We'll hit search. Now we're going to come over here and we can find the departments that are working with us. So we can put the Department of Homeland Security. And now we can come here and we can put the state of Florida because I live in Florida. So I want to put the state of Florida. So I'm going to put the state right here. And you have to put it in caps. So we'll put Florida and we'll hit search. These are contracts that are getting ready to expire, coming up, janitorial in my area. So I'm going to hit this. Now, what am I looking for? I'm looking for lots. I'm giving you high level because the time is ticking away. I would look here to see if I can be a subcontractor. That's the very first thing. If I need money tomorrow, for those of you that I have people call me Miss M, I just got divorced. I'm a single parent. I need money tomorrow. What would be the very first thing I do? I'd come here and I would look to see when this contract is expiring. The completion date is July 2024, or they may do an option, which means they may add something to it where they may do it for 2025. This is with the U.S. Customs. This is the company that won. That's where they are. That's their phone number. Hey, I'm giving you a call because I'm so-and-so with Encore Project Management. I saw you just won a contract or you've got one getting ready to expire. We do subbing. We know we could partner or synergy would be good because we do subbing like with you. How can I send you my introduction letter? Your introduction letter is right here. Bam. You already have it ready on letterhead. You send that to them. If you got the right stuff in there, they should say what? Absolutely. What else are you looking for here? We're looking for this right here. You see where it says not available for competition. That means they gave it to them without bidding. They only took one bid. What you're looking for with expiring contracts are the dates that I showed you. You're looking to see if it says right here in the competition information, SAP. That means simple acquisition procedure. You're looking for SAP. If it says that, then what you're going to do is that you've got to let them get to know you. So what are you going to do? You're going to go to LinkedIn. Now, you're going to go to LinkedIn. Bam. Now, this is my little profile here. So this is my profile. Okay, let's see if I can get that out of there. So this is my profile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the department, to the buyers that bought my stuff the most. And then when I go to them, I can then go to their page. I can then go to their employees, and I can then reach out to their employees. So right here, I see Terry Knight is a contracting officer for the Department of Health and Human Services. Bam. Now, what you have to do is connect. Always look to give before you look to get. So I've got to tell Mr. Terry Knight something that piques his interest. Where am I going to get that from? Bam. The budget. If I know how to read this budget, and remember, I'm giving you high level, not high level, but I teach our students how to read the budget, what words to say. You need three things. You need key phrases. Those are words. You need a hook. That means, hey, I noticed in the budget that you guys are doing preparedness or something. I think there was some words here that they used that they were looking to spend more money on. So they're looking to spend more money on cybersecurity with the fulfill a mission for with synthesizing cyber threats. Okay, if I'm in cybersecurity, I'm going to say, I notice you guys are spending money on this. We've got something that look like, after looking at your strategic plan, works well. How about a meeting next Thursday at 2? What does that sound like? They know what they're talking about. They're pinpointed. They're not all everywhere. They've done their due diligence and their homework because they're speaking my language. What do you think that contracting officer is going to do? they're 9 times out of 10 going to reach out to you. If they don't have anything to give you then, they're going to put it on the back burner. And when September comes and the government got to spend all the money they get, I used to think that was just something they said. No, if they don't spend the money, if they get 30 million in 24 and they don't spend it all by September 30th, they get 15 million next time. You think they're not going to spend all that money? And guess when they're spending it with small business? Third and fourth quarter, because all the big money, think about what we do. What do we spend our money on first? Our mortgage, our rent, our car, our children, our giving for our religious reasons. We prioritize. What do we then spend money on? Fun stuff. So what do you think they do? They get all the big projects out of the way the first and second quarter, and then they're ready to spend money with you the third and fourth. So if you set things up right, you can simply go from expiring contracts to building the relationship on LinkedIn to going to expiring contracts, to going to see who your buyers are, to going to their budget, looking at what they're saying. Put that in your keywords, your capability statement, your introduction letter. Make it look like it makes sense. When you put all that together, trust and believe you're doing more than 90% of the people that are doing government. And these are seasoned people. I had a young lady that joined me, said she'd been doing this. She didn't even know she needed a capability statement. And she's been doing this for like 5 years. She hadn't won anything, but she's been doing it for 5 years. So you've got to know what you're doing because you just want to start winning. You don't want to have your cage code. Anybody can get the cage code. Anybody can do sam.gov. Anybody can do that. But are you putting the right stuff in there? The money, the time is in the research. That's where you spend your time. You've got to learn the agencies. I know my agencies like the back of my hand. I work with GSA, Veteran Affairs, and Department of Homeland Security. I know everything about them. I know what money they need. I know their problems. I know what problems I can solve, because you're going to need 2 things on your side to win contracts. You built the relationships, or you sound like you could solve a problem, and you're visible and attractive. That's what it comes down to. So when we get ready to wrap up, let's see if I covered everything. So I mentioned to you pool contracts. This is where you go to find your pool contracts. I'm listed in Miami-Dade. This is where we're actually working on this. Any students that are with us, we're going to start interviewing you as subcontractors. So we're doing security, nursing, we're doing a whole lot of them. This is one of the ones we're actually doing. It expires in June. We're going after this one. This one was a 10-year contract for $3 million. And it had a pool contract is in your county. A pool contract is where your county knows that they're going to need these contracts. So they pool them all together. So they know that they're going to come here. And this particular contracting officer, Orlando Martinez, knows that he's going to need litter removal services, including the beach. He needs to do this. So what happens is this department ID gave 175, PE gave 42, and PR gave 3 million. That's a pool contract. We'll send that to you, Don. Yes. And Don's one of my students. You'll get that. So that's what a pool contract is. To summarize, every state, if you don't want to do federal, you don't have your cage code, you don't want to do that, every state has pool contracts. I want more pool contracts. So you pool with other vendors. On this, it's a $3 million, $13 million contract. Yes. So all of my students, you will get the recording. If you're a student, you'll get the recording, okay? It's called a BPO, blanket purchase order. That's what you're looking at. All these agencies pull their money together and they are looking for companies. We're doing several of these. So this is just one of them that we're doing. If you come back here, now you have to be registered. Either we're in Miami-Dade, we're in Washington, D.C. We have several agencies or locations. So we're like, let's say if you're doing fire alarm, there was one on here for pet supplies. So this one it was for pet supplies. Remember I said you can do product or service. So right here, it was for $970,000 for pets, bedding, for bedding. So that's what a pool contract is. Yeah, that's what a pool contract is. All right. So let's recap before we wrap up, and I'll share with you if you want to get the eye level and work with us how that can happen. The first thing is understanding that the money comes in and it's divvied out. Understand the way you're going to win a contract is 5 ways. You have to know what you're offering, product or service. You have to know who the buyer is, usaspending.gov. You have to know how you want to win. Do you want to do disaster relief? Do you want to find contracts on FPDS doing the middleman? How are you going to win that contract? Then you need to find out, how do you build the relationships? The best way to build a relationship is on LinkedIn, but the only way you're going to be able to do that is if you've done your due diligence, you've done your research, and you know what to say to them to get them to engage with you. We have email scripts. Any of my students here, you get the email scripts because we've created this since you might have graduated from the Crack the Gov Code. It'll be in the new course. You come back for free. You get to take it over and over and over. Any of my black belt students on here, of course, you get it for free. Okay, so if you're a previous student, anything that you're seeing is in the new Crack the Gov Code. You get it at no cost because you're a previous student. So you get to start with this as well. The other thing is, after you've done the relationship from LinkedIn, the next piece is your teaming. We break up into small groups and get together and help win contracts. Now, I know I gave you guys a lot in a short time. Write it down, work on it, all of that. All I can say as I wrap up is I've been doing this, and it is one of my favorite things to do. I've been doing it for years and years and years. Not something I've heard, something I've done. I've won 7-figure contracts. I've had students win 7-figure contracts. We have one that just won 85 million. So let's take a look at what is the next step. If you want to do government contracts, hopefully I've given you enough where you know where to start. I gave you the high level. If I gave you all that in an hour, imagine how detailed I'm going to be in the course. So we have open enrollment for our Crack the Gov Code, where we just went over, cracking the codes in the 5 areas so you can win contracts. The goal is 2 weeks to 90 days to give you 3 agencies you work with, to let you know what you need to say to them, to find who your players are so that you can connect with them, and to help you build and get your confidence by working with teams and working one-on-one with me and with groups. When you have a blueprint for someone that's already done it again and again, you can follow their lead and they can do it there faster. Everything I've shown you is here, but it's understanding how to put the pieces together. That's why there's some people that win contracts in 2 weeks and some people win contracts in 6 years, because they don't quite know how to put it all together. And it's not easy. I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's not hard. So we open the doors for our open enrollment. We only do it 3 times a year. Now, July, and November. That's it. I only take up to 200 students, and we're getting full. So we close the cart on March 28th. That means we close it and our class starts April 1st. This is what you do in the class. So I'm going to share with you the class. Here is our platform. This is where you would come. You would get a sign in. This is part 1. So the first part is you get into the school. We have all kinds of different, these are all our students. You get a login and you would come here. Any returning students, April 1st is the new day. You'll get an email with where to come back and just log in. This is our Crack the Gov Code. We break it down into number 1. Module 1 is all about your business plan. We set you up for your accounting. You've got to use, know what kind of accounting. It doesn't cost anything. I'm not giving you something where you have to buy a lot of other stuff. Everything pretty much you need, either we're giving it to you or it's free. So you're not going to have to join and then spend another $1,000. That's not going to happen. So we're giving you all of your business plans, basic things for your partnering. You've got to have agreements for someone not to compete with you when you do the middleman. All of that's here. Then the next thing we give you in the second module is how to get into SAM. If you haven't registered your SAM, if you haven't set your DSBS profile, all of that's there. Then we go into module 3. That's where we get into disaster relief. So this is our DRC. We introduce you to you. We give you the phases, where to go, how to work with FEMA, because we work with FEMA. Then we get into our one-on-ones. When you finish module 3, you can start doing one-on-ones with me, just you and I. So you can sign up for a one-on-one. Then we get into module 4, all about mastering the middleman. All of that's for the middleman. Pricing, how to find it, how to price it for a subcontractor, how to make sure they don't take your bid, what to say, all of that. How to put profit on there where you can make money. Then once again, you have one-on-ones with me. Module 5, we get into all the certs. Module 5, we get into all the selling of the products, showing how to sell the products on DIBS. We go over unit markets in place. We show you how, if you want to become a manufacturer, it's called white labeling. If you want to manufacture something, we share with you how to do that. I'll show you the screen in 5 seconds. Once again, you have your one-on-ones with me. And module 6 is all about setting you up for your certs. We do woman-owned, hub zone, 8A, all of that. And we talk to you about getting state certifications. In module 7, it's all about RFPs. We have an actual template where we give you an RFP. You just fill it in. It's called copy and paste. We have all these templates, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. All of that's there. And the last one is how to win a contract. Once you graduate, we do a graduation and we have a contracting officer on there with us. So we have a contracting officer representative that's on there looking for people. They're with GSA and they're looking for people to do work with. So we're on there graduating. We do a virtual graduation, and then I do an in-person graduation as well. I do one in-person graduation and I have contracting officers there as well. If you're already in SAM, there's a lot of other things you can work on, so you can skip the basics. Yes, you're going to have your elevator pitch you have to come up with. We're going to review your capability statement. So if you already have your SAM module, yeah, you can skip to module 1, because module 1 is not just going over SAM. It's showing you how to do your business plan and how to read a fiscal year budget. So all of that, that's the thing about people with government. It's a process. You've got to know how to do addition before you can do subtraction. You got to know how to do subtraction before you can multiply, and multiply before you division. So if you try to do addition and go to division, you're going to be confused. So that's why I always tell people, we got to go through the system. And that's the difference. You've got to make sure you know you've got your business plan set up, because, and we go over taxes. I'm a CPA, so I give you all my wisdom with doing taxes, because the government wants us to make sure our taxes are right. So I talk to you about that. We talk to you about setting up your credit. All of that is a part of what I give you. I give you a business plan, and not one, just anyone, but one that actually can get you some money. So now at 8, we go over all of that. So let's take a look at this. So this right here is what you receive. If you decide to come along with me, there are certain things you receive today. The deadline is 12 midnight. Why do I give you so long? Because I want you to be able to go to my website. I want you to be able to go to my YouTube. I want you to do all the stuff you want to do. The course takes 7 weeks. You don't have to attend one day at all. Everything is on our school platform, which you have 24/7 access to. We do live on Tuesday. You get a recording. Wednesdays, we break into small groups with other people. You can choose to be in our moneymaker group. You can choose not to. We have groups that you can break into. And then on Thursdays, we do a call-in. So on Thursdays, we call in for any questions you have. So let's take a look at it. Mondays, you go to that school platform I showed you. So on Monday, you can come here. Okay? You can do it in the middle of the night. You have 24-hour access. On Tuesdays at 10 a.m., we're doing a live like we are now. It's recorded and sent to you. On Wednesdays, if you want to break into a small group with other people to talk about getting bids, which we have people that did that, that's what you would do. On Thursdays, if you have any other questions about module 1 or module 2 or module 3, you give us a call. We're on the phone. We have 3 days of our customer support. I have 5 people that work with me. We have 3 days there where you can call in on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 10 to 12 and ask any questions you want. You have your one-on-ones with me, which I just shared with you, your one-on-ones. So you have those as well. And this is what you would receive. So let's go there. And I'm going to put the link in there for anyone that I'm going to share with you the link in just 1 second for anyone that may be interested in getting started. So this is what you receive. You will learn, let's move this out the way. Okay. You will learn It says 8 weeks. It's 8 modules, but you learn it in 7 weeks. The 8-week is just us showing you what agencies we want to try to set up with government contracting officers there. So if your industry is this, we're going to try to have GSA on there. If your industry is Department of Army, I'm right outside Fort Belvoir. We're going to try to have them on there. We always have one. I mean, I have 5, but we're always going to have one. And they know people. So we're going to teach you. We're going to give you coaching. We're going to give you quizzes and homework. If you finish your homework on time, you get put on the fast track. And when you get put on the fast track, you get some things that no one else gets. We're going to talk about how to build a approved profile with your DSBS. We're going to talk about how to look at contracts. We're going to talk about how to win without bidding. I focus on no bidding. I share with you how to do a request for proposal, but my thing is learning this, how to position your company as a government expert with no experience. I'm going to give you bidders lists. You're going to have access to over 1,000 of our government bids. If you join today, you get that for a year. Those bid platforms are $250. So now let's go to how much it is so you can see that. So if some of you want to leave out, you definitely don't have to be here for that time frame. So I'm going to actually go to our website where you would sign up. Sign up is open now. So this is our Crack the GovCode Academy. I'll put the link in there. You have till 12 midnight to get the bonuses. I'll go over what the bonuses are. But our cart doesn't close till March 28th. But we only take 200 students because I work with you one-on-one. I work with you live. I work with you in small groups. I work with you on our Facebook, and I also do special classes. So I'm working closely with you, and this is where you would go. This is us outside my corporate office. The young lady that won the $85 million is Pam and Cheryl. They teamed up together. This is right here. This is Tamiko. She teamed up with Natalie. All of these individuals ended up bringing and building friendships. And I'm going to drop the link in there right now. And then I'm going to go on to a couple more things, and I'm going to get you guys off of here. Okay. So if you want to sign up, I'm going to share with you exactly where to sign up. This is it right here. We do a payment plan. Excellent. I'm ready for one of your programs. Once I register, we'll do. Yes. Yes, Patricia. Yes, we take anything you already belong to. We take that money. If you belong to our disaster relief and you spent $297, we take the $297. This Crack the GovCode is $997. One time for $997. That's paid in full. If you want a secure spot, it's $345, and then you would pay. We start April 1st. You would then pay another $345 2 weeks after that, and another $345, and you're done. So we break it up in 2-week increments. Okay. Anyone that joins today, I'm going to share where you're going to go. So anyone that joins today who pays in full gets to be my VIP student. I'll share with you how that works. So at the end of the course, this is what you'll receive. And this is where you'll come. Any full student payment, you click right here, you pay in full. I'll share with you what you get. You get a lot more than someone that doesn't. The payment plan is the $345 to secure your spot today. And then you make your other 2 payments. You get 30 days to pay it completely. So we start April 1st. Your next payment would be due April 14th. And your next payment, I think, would be like April. I have to look at the dates, like April 4th, April 11th. I have to look at the dates on there. But we're now on the 20th. So yeah, your next payment would be due April 4th. And then your last payment would be due like the middle of April. So you get 2 weeks, 2 weeks from when we start and 2 weeks when we get started. So if you are already a disaster relief student, you only pay $7 because we take that $297 and credit it to the course. If you want to pay in full, this is what you receive. For those people paying in full, you receive this. You would receive a year of our bid platform. Our bid platform is here. We work with Gov Direction. All these bids here, there's over 100,000 bids here that you would get. You do disaster. There's 56,000 that are here new today. So we teach you how to use this, but you come here and you have disaster bids. You have any industry you're looking for. All of them are written by states. federal and state. So state and local. So if you're doing state and local, it's right here. The young lady that won a $3 million contract did a state bid. You come right here. Here are your bid categories. You can do any industry you're thinking of, consulting, equipment. So if you want to do products, you can do infrastructure, IT, services, all kinds of services, debris removal. You know, if you want to just focus on that, call services, burial. We have someone that does burial, cemetery stuff. Laundry, that's what the Isaiah did. So that's the other thing you receive. And then this one right here, now you should get this for a whole year. These are worth $200 by themselves. So you get this for a whole year if you sign up today and pay in full. This is where we come for our Gov direction, or sorry, for our bid search. So for our bid search, we come here, you get the login, and these are all government bids. So you come here, you put in what your industry is. This one's for nursing. You put in your state. So this is for the state of Washington. And then you come down here and you put how many miles you want away from your house. Any bids come up and they look like this. You click onto it. The bid comes up. You download the bid right here. And that's your bid. I'm not going to go because I've got to put in a keyword so it doesn't go. But you would get that. I see, let's see, can someone add the link? So here's the link right here. There's the link. You go to www.crackthegovcodeacademy.com. You have till 12 midnight to sign up for the bonus. So 12 midnight, you will receive the 2 bid platforms for 1 year. You would also receive this. You receive everyone receives this part. You receive the, right here. You get an extra one-on-one with me. So I'm working with you one-on-one, an extra hour. You get an hour with me for the one-on-one if you pay in full. Our payment plan students get 30 minutes with me, but you have the call in, so you still have access to us, but you just get with me for 30 minutes to talk about your business. So everyone gets that, but if you do the one-on-one, the full students gets more, they get an hour. If you work and pay today for the full students, you get access to our $10,000 grants. We personally put our money in because a lot of students don't have money to get started. So we have a grant. You do an interview. If you win the grant, we've had several students win up to 5,000. The limit is 10. We also have a all expense trip paid for our students for DC. That means you come see me. We pay for your plane fare, your hotel, your food. You get to come to my office and work with me one-on-one in my DC office, all expense paid trip. We get you here for 2 days. Okay. You also, if you get paid in full today, you will have a loan. You will have the credit. We fill out this right here, how to get 115 credit. Okay. Everything else, everyone gets. So there's certain things you get for signing up in full today. There's certain things you get for signing up as a payment plan today. And if you do the DRC, that's considered paid in full. Now I'm going to share with you a couple more things and we're going to go. So this is our vault. This means that you get to come here. And this is where all our documents are. This right here are special classes. So we've done tax classes. We've done all kinds of things. You get access to all this. You can see the previous graduations. You can see our training, extra training. We have our GSA buyer on here, all of that, how to get subcontract opportunities. All of that's on here. And also we give you one by one, everything that you're looking for, because I think we have 2 or 3 years on here. This right here is this is the person that won last time. So let's look at this one. So we'll just do this for 5 seconds. Let me share this with you. These are the individuals that won last year. There were our VIP students. So let's share the sound, and here we go. So they won last year. This is what they had to say. Let's see if I can get them up here.
Hi, Miss Sylvia.
And it's me, Jesse.
And we just wanted to say thank you so much for the wonderful experience that we had. we were so excited to be your VIP winners, and you really went way beyond the call of duty. Everything from us getting off of the airplane to being picked up by Tamiko and the Tesla, to her taking us to the hotel for the VIP dinner, and then just for the one-on-one that you gave us the next day. We are truly so grateful. The information that you gave us really is going to give us the information that we need in order to take our business to the next level. And we just wanted to say thank you so much. We had such a wonderful time. Really, words cannot express, what this trip meant to us. This was exactly what we needed in order to take our business to 6 figures and beyond.
So that was the winners from what we do is we take all the students and put their name in a hat. We draw the drawing live, and you get everything paid for. So you come visit me on me. So that means your plane fare. As long as you're in the United States, you get to come to my office. We give you the hotel. We take care of you, pick you up in a vehicle. We take care of you. We feed you. You don't have to spend $1. So that's what I do for all of our students that sign up today, paid in full. You get access to that drawing. It's a contest to see who wins. When you come to my office, I normally have a contracting officer there with you and me and them, sitting there with you, coaching you one-on-one on what you need to win a contract with their agency. I get one that works in an agency that can look at either connecting you with someone or giving you a contract. And I can't guarantee you're going to win one. I never guarantee you to win one, but I can guarantee you that you will get a chance to talk to the contracting officer. So that is one of the things I like. There's one other thing to share with you, and that'll take just like 3 seconds. So this is Isaiah. So this is what Isaiah did. So let's get here. This is the gentleman that is killing it. He's doing some great things. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Mrs. M. I'm so glad to see you. We're all about reaching what? 6 figures and beyond. How? I'm so excited. We have Isaiah Swift here. He's going to introduce himself. I'm asking him a couple of questions, and he just won his first no bid contract. We want to go into a little bit of detail about how that happened, what that looked like, so that way we can help all of you understand it does happen. He hasn't been doing this that long. He really didn't have a lot of past performances. So I'm going to let him tell a little bit about his story. And for anyone that has a go and you want to join me, it's Crack the GovCode. So it's crackthegovcodeacademy.com. This is the website. Let me share that with you again, and I'll come back to Isaiah. You're going to simply come here to our website. I've got 15 different things open. You're going to come here to our website, Crack the GovCode Academy. You're going to simply come here to sign up right here. You're going to sign up as a full payment. You're going to sign up as a DRC student, or you're going to do the payment plan. You can also come here and look at all the things that we do, hopefully better than others. You can also come here. This was our class winner, Miss Loretta. We picked 2 class winners and give them money. Now this isn't VIP. This is just one of our class winners. So every class, you would be in class 105. She was in class 104. We do 2 winners and give them cash money to work in their business. So she was one of the winners. These are our other successful stories. And this is Jessa. If you have any questions, you can call me. I'll give you my number. And this is what we do. This is our classes. So this right here is, you see this gentleman, he's a contracting officer. He's a GS-14. He's teaching our class. This is one of our free classes. So I give free classes to our students. He was there teaching. Everyone gets to come. This is us doing our thing at some of our other conferences. This is us at the DC conference that I take you to. These are some VIP people. You get in for free. I take you to meet the contracting officers. That's where we were at this very large conference. That's us in front of my office saying, pal, let's make that money. So we have a good time. We break into small groups and we do it. So now I'm going to wrap up with Isaiah, see if there's any other questions, and I'm going to get you guys off and get you on your way. So Isaiah is right here. And let's see if I can't find Isaiah. Here we go. and then we'll be wrapped up and see if you have any other questions. And we'll get started. So welcome, Isaiah. I'm so excited. Congrats.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us your name again and your company's name.
So my name is Isaiah Swift, and the name of my company is Semra, SEMRA Cleaning Services, and I currently live in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay. And where was this contract?
This contract was located in Norfolk, Virginia, actually the hometown I was born and raised.
Okay. Yes. So what did you do? I know we're so fortunate to have you as one of our students. So that is always a pleasure. We're so pleasant to work with. So give us a little background with how long you've been in business. What did you do as far as once you got registered in STAM? I know you took our course, you took step by step on getting registered with STAM. And then after that, give us a little breakdown of how you won that no bid, how the contracting officers found you, and what you did when you went to do the middleman, which is what you did because you're based in Charlotte and you did the contract in Norfolk. So tell us a little bit about what you did.
So I started Semra Cleaning Services back in 2018, and I wanted to go into a company that I knew was going to be recession proof and make money, throughout the year. And then I officially registered my business in sam.gov in 2020. So I was kind of already exposed to government contracting about 3 years ago. Okay. Then I found your Facebook group on Facebook, and I joined your group and I reached out to you and signed up for your course in December of 2022. Okay. And I took the course. It took me about 3 months. I finished everything up around late February, March, and went through your course. And I think the biggest factor for me was my business was registered in sam.gov initially the first year, but I did not have my SBSD profile. Did I say that right?
DSBS profile. You're right. That's
DSBS
the one.
profile set up. I didn't have that set up correctly. So going through Miss M's course, that kind of really helped me double check on that, making sure I had my profile set up for contractors to see my company profile and information. So I think that was like a really important factor. So I received an email after everything went through with the registration process for SAM, maybe about 2 weeks later, from a contracting officer saying that they had a contract for me if my company was interested in doing the job and completing the work. And it was for a ship. It was a cleaning service. They needed deep cleaning, like a 1-day cleaning.
So that's Isaiah's story. He did the middleman. He filled out his DSBS profile, and they found him. And that lets you know that if you're visible and you're attractive, they will find you. And this is the last person. This is the one that won the Millie. She won $1 million contract. So congratulations. I am so excited for our client, Bree. Bree was in our disaster relief workshop. She called me after seeing me on YouTube, and then she joined our other program, Crack the Govcode, and our Black Belt. So Bree has just won a $1.1 million contract in the state of South Carolina, which is one of the things I've always said, doing pool contracts. And in how many weeks, Bree?
Just 3.5 weeks, maybe?
Yes, 3.5 weeks after she got started. So I am so excited, Bree. So those are our success stories. It does work. It does happen if you work it. So I'm gonna see if I can answer any questions. Our carts are officially open. They close on March 28th. If you sign up today, you'll get all the bonuses I told you, the grant application for 10K. We give you our bid platform for a year. You get a free VIP pool to come here and see me, all expense paid trip like Sylvia, everything that I just shared with you. And then if you wait until the 28th, it's first come, first serve. If we get more students than we need, we close it early. If you do wait until the 28th before it closes, you will always get the basic stuff. You said that you opened it 3 times. Can you repeat the code for the past students? The cart opens 3 times a year. That means we open it in March and close it in March. We open it again in July and close it in July. We open it again in November and close it in November. So we open it for 1 week, take the students, work with you, graduate, Our goal is to get you contracts. I can't promise it, but that's what our goal is. When you graduate from the Crack the Gov Code, the goal is for you to graduate with the contract within 2 weeks to 90 days. That's what we focus on. So we work hard on doing that. Some students hit that, some don't. I cannot guarantee it because I don't know if you're going to finish the course. I can't guarantee something I have no control over. I have absolutely no control over what you are willing to do. I will guarantee you that I give you all the information. We do have a 3-day money back guarantee. So if you sign up on April the 1st, and by the 3rd, you feel like this is not a good fit for you, you get 100% of your money back. I've had one student whose mom got sick that asked for a refund. That's how serious we are about giving you so much quality and so much value for that price. If you were to do, and that's why I want you to take your time, look and see how much it costs for an RFP, a request for proposal template. We give that to you. Is normally $2,000. Check it out and see. That's a part of what you get for $9.97 for Crack the Gov Code. See how much it costs to visit some of these government contractors and do a one-on-one with them. If you go to a lot of them, you're paying $500 for a 30-minute one-on-one. You get that as a part of the $9.97. Look and see how much it costs to do a capability statement, to do all of those things. Yeah, Patricia just paid $850 for an RFP template, $850 for just the template. So if you do your due diligence, well, don't worry about it. Should I wait until the class over or sign up now? If you want to sign up now, Michelle, we will keep your information, and anything we add, that's a personal thing. Because this is what happens. When we close the cart, we open up the wait list. We had over 100 and something students sign up. So we didn't have that much room for new students. So I don't know how many students are going to sign up. God has been so good. I don't know. So I can't really tell you. I never tell someone how to spend their money. You have to decide. I just know if we do open it and all the spots are taken, then we'd have to wait till the next year. So we do a wait list in between the opening and closing, and that's how we do that. But yes, so you have till 12 midnight to get all the bonuses. The cart closes on the 28th. We had a lot of students sign up on the first day, the second day. This is our last live. So we take 200 students or close the cart March 28th, whichever comes first. But I know our value. If you look at the template and you look at we're showing you how to get a certification. If you add that all up, I guarantee you it's about 8,000 or 9,000. If you add all of it up, any bonus if you sign up before the call ends. Yes, if you sign up before the call ends, you will absolutely get a bonus. So if you sign up before this call ends, he's laughing. If you sign up before this call ends, then I will. We have a step-by-step with joining me on a contract. So everyone will not get a chance to join me on some of my contracts that I'm looking at doing. I'm looking at taking a couple of students and interviewing them. So anyone that signs up today, right now, before the end of this, will have access to more than just one. Anyone that signs up today will have access to more than just one. I'm getting my CC now. Okay. Sylvester, don't miss out, folks. He was one of our previous students. Oh, thank you so much, Sylvester. Thank you so much. So now let's answer a couple of questions, but everyone will get a bonus. It just depends on. So like I said, first come, first serve. The 28th, the doors close. That's it until July. All right. So I'm going to try to answer a couple of questions and get you guys out of here. Oh, just had a sign up. Let's see. So I just answered hers. She just paid $850 for a template. Can you repeat the code for past students? Any past student, I remember you, Chandra. Any past students will receive an email and you'll get a welcome email, welcome back. Okay, so any past students, no worries, you'll get an email, welcome back. You'll get access to Crack the Gov Code. It starts April the 1st. Let's see. The way to sign up is crackthegovcodeacademy.com. That's Crack the Gov Code. My number, I'm going to put it in the chat for any questions, 407-595-1598. Any questions at all. Patricia, I don't do, oh, congrats. I'm ready. Yes. Patricia, if you're looking to do PayPal, I don't really do PayPal. I'm not a fan of PayPal. Sometimes people steal the money in there. We do credit cards, but if you want to use PayPal, call me. I do have a link, but I don't use PayPal, but I do Zelle. But our business is set up where it goes through our QuickBooks merchant account, and it's so if you want to do something else, please call me. Okay, anything else, please call me. Congratulations, Sheridan just signed up. We have some other people that just signed up. If you want to sign up now, you can't start till later. You can secure your spot. I promise you, we won't forget you. Any previous students, you're welcome to come back April 1st. Let's see, well, we just put the link in there. Let's see, excellent presentation. I'm ready for one of your programs once I register. Yes, Patricia, once you register, you will no longer, we are getting, because you're in our monthly membership, we cancel your monthly membership for you. We haven't even charged you. We gave you 2 free months. We only charged you $47 for that monthly membership. We dropped the link in there, the link for our website. I just gave you that, www.crackthegovcode.com. It takes 7 weeks to finish it, but you can finish it on your own pace. You don't have to graduate with everyone else. So if something comes up and you can't graduate, we just do it so you can. Most people, when you stay on the same track, you get done faster. That's why we try to do it as a class. Yes, if you are commuting, you can rewatch. We're going to show you a pool contract. You can work with me. If you sign up today, you can be right on there, but I have to interview you. So I'm not going to promise you're going to get the pool contract. I got to see what you're working with. Does VIP receive the recording? Yes, Miss Jackie. All right, let's see. I hear a lot about recording. How do I sign up for the class? I just gave you how to sign up for the course. Rachel, I think Jenkins, Renell, I just gave you that. I submitted a proposal requesting a debriefing. The CEO mentioned was based on what strategy would you implement? So Jackie said, what strategy should she implement with contractor compete in the pricing? If they're doing an LPTA, lowest price technically accepted, that's a tough one. So that's where you're going to have to be creative, and we would show you how to do the pricing for that, because that's a tough one. They're doing LPTA. It's called lowest price technically accepted. That means that's the only thing they care about. So either someone's coming in easier because they're paying their employees less, or they're doing their subs. But yeah, we'd have to look and give you some strategy on that. You can look up, Jackie, if you are, I think you're one of our students, we'll look up, but you can go on DSBS, and when it says cage code, put your cage code in. When you put your cage code in, you'll see if you're listed. You're going to update your SBA by going to sbaconnect.gov, but you're going to have the right things to update it. All right, I think that's it. Service contracts work, that's all. All right, that's all I've got. I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, and I'm going to say thank you. Let's see, will you send me the PayPal link to my email? Okay, let me see if I can get, he sent a screenshot for payment, I think, Miss M. Okay, can you get, Gwendolyn, I'm going to get this because I know it's late for you. I just am so happy you're still here, Gwendolyn. You are a true trooper. You are one of my best. So Patricia, I'm going to send you that link for PayPal. I don't do PayPal, so I'll make an exception for you, Patricia. Okay. Any other questions? Anything else? Previous students, anyone that signed up, we're going to start announcing our students. Remember, card closes on the 28th of March, and or 200 students, whichever comes first. All right. Congratulations for everyone that signed up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You'll receive a welcome email shortly. Anyone else, I hope that you do government, whether you do it with me or not. I look forward to seeing you soon. All right. Let's see, he sent us for payment. So he sent a screenshot for payment, I think, Miss M. Can you tell me what you mean by that, Gwendolyn? Are you still here?
Yes, I think Bray Sims asked a question.
Okay,
That
Bryson.
Academy of Cleaning.
Yes, Bryson, yes, our corporate office is called Academy of Cleaning. So Bryson, that is the right place. And I don't know if you're still here or not, but if you're here, that's what that is, Bryson. Or reach out to me and give me a call. Anyone has a question, I am right here ready to answer my phone. Okay? Any other questions? Anything else? All right. Gwendolyn, you are a doll. It's 1:48 where you are. I can't give you enough thanks for being here with me. I am so impressed with you. I just want to let you know that. Where do I find your number? My number is right here. Let me give you my number. For everyone or anyone that has a question, 407-595-1598 is my number. 407-595-1598. Call me now. If you go to my voicemails because I'm answering all the questions, that's the number. All right? All right, you guys. Take care. Let's make that money. Yes. All right. Have a great day. See you soon. Bye-bye.